Hola, this is Kai Pancha with the weekly Pele report for November 18th of 2014. This is astrology for the soul. I'm going to be looking at the transits that are going on for this week. I'm over here at the Giza Plateau. Just walked inside the King's Chamber today and visited the Sphinx. Very powerful energy here, and it is perfect time to be coinciding with the new moon in Sagittarius that is happening on Saturday. Yeah, right now the moon's in Libra. Tomorrow, by the time you get this, the moon will be in Scorpio. And just as the sun comes up to conjoin with Saturn, squaring Black Moon Lilith and Jupiter, we're going to be approaching more and closely towards Saturday when we have that new moon. In the meantime, you know, the sun is squaring Black Moon Lilith on Friday, and by next Tuesday, Mercury comes around to conjoin with Saturn. I mean, we still have this, I talked about it last week, the Sun, Mercury. Well, it was Sun, Venus, Saturn. Now Mercury is catching up. So we're having a big gathering over here. Mercury, Saturn, Sun, Venus, all on the edge of Scorpio, moving into Sagittarius, still squaring, you know, that basic conjunction between Jupiter and Black Moon Lilith happening over there in Leo. So I'm going to just sit down and have a seat here and talk about it. So, wish I could see you out there. This is my first Pele report at night. Because my days are packed, I'm heading off to the airport tomorrow to go down to Luxor. There's just like more going on than I can possibly manage and keep up with these days. So this is going to be a quick little, you know, snapshot of what, you know, what I'm seeing going on here. And this is the, you know, 0 degrees of Sagittarius is where this new moon is happening. Venus is in Sagittarius. It was square Neptune. It's coming up to square with Chiron. And, you know, Sagittarius, this edge, let's look at it. We come out of the underworld of Scorpio. It is the phoenix rising from the ashes, is the basic symbol that we can give for 0 degrees of Sagittarius. As we come up out of the depths of the underworld of transformation that's been going on for the last month, as the sun has moved through Scorpio, Mercury is still there. Mercury is going to be approaching, you know, like I said, Saturn next Tuesday. Deep thinking, Saturn, Mercury. And the sun has been on Saturn, it's still there. And this is deep thinking, deep reflecting. Now the sun moves in and the moon comes around, you know, and Friday it's going to be, you know, hitting Mercury in Scorpio. Moon in Scorpio is deep feeling. So we've got all this deep stuff going on, and it's square to Jupiter conjunct Black Moon Lilith, and Black Moon Lilith, I see her as the co-ruler of Scorpio. She is deep, deep feeling. So we're dealing with deep, deep feelings. And she is conjunct Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter's the ruler of Sagittarius. And so this has to do with deep, deep feelings around belief systems of what I believe is right, of what I believe is wrong, of what I believe is just, of what I believe is unjust. It's Sagittarius is religions and laws that really either open us and free us or shut us down and limit us. And this is just a real time for each and every one of us to look and see what our limiting core beliefs are. And this new moon at 0 degrees of Sagittarius sets the tone for the whole next month, the full lunar cycle, as the sun moves through the sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius has to do with the vision quest, the guru, the teachers, seeking the Holy Grail, the meaning of life. Like, what is the point? And when you get Mercury, Saturn together, and you get this, new moon at Sag, right on the cusp of Scorpio, we can all kind of scratch our heads and go, what's the point? What is there to believe in anymore? What can I have faith in? Who can I believe? What is honest? What is true? What is right for me? And is it right for you? Or them? Or everyone? Is there a common set of natural laws that guides all of us through an evolutionary process? Or is it the opposite, Gemini, which is the here and the now and subjective and versatile and different? So we have this time, it's very interesting, Mercury is moving into this square with Jupiter, and Mercury rules Gemini, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. The two rulers of these signs are squaring each other. So this is a time for philosophical debates. This is a time when our feelings and our beliefs may not go together, they may not mesh. We may need to, stand for our beliefs, stand for our truth. We may come up against limitations. I'm seeing it here now for sure. I'm bumping up against this whole patriarchal situation and condition here. I did a workshop last weekend, and I find out that women are not allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia. Women are not allowed to drive. A woman told me that it took her 8 years to get a divorce, here in Egypt, and it's just super difficult and super hard, and everybody needs to have this little ID card in addition to a driver's license just to walk down the street. We're still looking at situations here on planet Earth where there are limiting belief systems and limiting religions that are, holding, containing, challenging us. And I just had this, this image of a bird in a cage and a bird flying free. And it's just like when you escape from prison or you free yourself from limitation, it's very difficult to observe or watch those who are still in prison or those who are still living in limitation without it triggering some deep feelings. Sorrow, compassion. If we have these higher aspirations and ideals for human evolution and for our brothers and sisters, it requires a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, a lot of endurance, so that we don't blow up and start a revolution and engage in violence and in the contradiction and lower down into the polarity. So we're constantly being challenged to rise up and stay up like a light, like a flame, like a fire that rises, like Sagittarius that rises, like the phoenix or the unicorn or the Pegasus that flies and doesn't get pulled into the Saturnian realm of polarized yes, no, right, wrong, good, bad. We have to expand our hearts and expand our minds to embrace each and every human being, regardless of their belief system or their conditioning or their religion or their family backgrounds or their country or their color or whatever. if we're really going to have this new paradigm of unity in diversity, we have a lot of diversity right here, right now, and it would be the task of anyone that is awakened or opened or free to be in a place of compassion and understanding for those who are not, and simply try to like throw a life preserver out there, or throw a rope ladder down into the shaft or the well, or it's be a shining example of what is possible outside the box, outside the envelope, offering people hope, offering people the possibility, rather than getting like ripped up and upset and angry and come down, sink back into the underworld and fall into positions of battle. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. These can be challenging times. Uranus is square Pluto. This square is getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. It's going to be exact in like January 11th. January 20th, Pluto is going to square the moon's nodes. I just really see our position economically, with the military, with governments, with religions, with people. Everything is going to be building and building through this month of December and into January, really bringing a lot of things up to the surface that have been needing to change since the summer of 2012. And the energy is building through 2013 through 2014. And it's really, it's like the volcano is going to lift off in January. And I think a lot of us are already feeling the stress, the pull, the tension. So it's time to just like hang in there, focus on expansive. This is the Pegasus, this is the fire, this is the Sagittarius that is inclusive and expanding more and more beliefs, more and more opportunities, more and more acceptance, more and more tolerance, more and more understanding of the diversity that we are living in, and through that support, everyone will come around and be healed through the power of love, and be healed through our compassion and understanding, not by our words and and our actions so much as our aura, our heart space, our magnetic field, our positive realities that attract people towards a new paradigm. So again, it's not about judging and making things wrong or making people wrong, but just by going with the law of attraction, by what feels right and strong and light and joyful to us, we heal our own wounds and become lighthouses for other ships that are out there on the stormy seas. May you be a lighthouse this week as this new moon moves into Sagittarius and gives us all a little push to expand our limited realities. So the mantra for this week is, I must pull myself together and rise up from the ashes, rekindling the flame of love for all that happens. I must pull myself together and rise up from the ashes, rekindling the flame of love for all that happens. The truth is not necessarily something that can be put into words, that can even be spoken. I was listening to Leonard Cohen last night, and he talked about, and the words in the song, if I can remember them, was ring the bell while you still can. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's what lets the light in. As our lives or our belief systems or our relationships or our countries fall apart and our families fall apart and the cracks appear, it's time to find the perfection in everything and surrender our ideals of what life should be for everyone or even for me, and open, because it's that cracking, that falling apart, things not working, that brings the light in, that brings the consciousness in, that helps us to evolve together in unity. Gets heavy here in Sagittarius, man. I must rise up from the ashes and rekindle. I must pull myself together and rise up from the ashes, rekindling the flame of love for all that happens. Namaste, aloha, so much love.